The man, a plastic surgeon in his previous life, had a hobby of collecting the most beautiful organs from his patients' bodies. He secretly preserved them and pieced them together to become the most perfect person in the world. Even after murdering over 500 people, he still couldn't find the perfect heart. However, by some strange twist of fate, he set his sights on Duan Fei. It turned out that after Duan Fei killed all the zombies on the second-to-last floor, he inadvertently sensed the location of the remaining zombies on Devil's Island, but Reindeer was currently unavailable. So, to stop Duan Fei, he decided to release the prisoners from the deepest part of the prison. Led by a prison guard, Reindeer arrived at what was said to be the world's most secure cell door. No one could open it except with a key. Then, with a deafening roar, Xuanlu slammed the door open, causing it to explode. "From now on, I am your master." The next instant, razor-sharp claws burst from the smoke. But no matter how the number 1 prisoner attacked, he couldn't touch Xuanlu's 6 eyes. In an instant, the reindeer's primal aura erupted, the swamp-like energy forcing back the source of evil. Sensing the power of the primal force, the number 1 criminal, Spider, immediately knelt in submission. "Let's go. You have a mission. Since I hate traitors among humans, consider this your gift." Hearing the human screams, the reindeer remained smug. At this moment, the monitor announced that this human named Duan Fei had separated from his teammates and decided to proceed alone. "And he's already reached the final floor's hall. Spider is your first mission." Just as Duan Fei sped off, several pig bristles predicted his location, rapidly stimulating him. Then, the ceiling shattered, and a humanoid zombie with 6 pig bristles on its back emerged from the smoke. The man's face had 6 eyes pieced together, and his vision, through his sternum, perceived Duan Fei's thunderous heart, the final piece of his perfect puzzle. Then he uttered a string of arrogant words. "I hope you struggle a little before you die, otherwise it'll be too boring." The system notification indicated that the target, a level B individual, possessed level 1 spider abilities, making him the strongest zombie criminal in this prison. Previously, the reindeer had mentioned killing 1 warning target every 10 minutes, so this troublesome creature needed to be eliminated quickly. The spider's 6 eyes granted it maximum perception, but in the next instant, Duan Fei transformed into a black shadow and vanished into thin air. When he reappeared, he was already behind the spider, only to be struck by its highly venomous bristles. "I already said my perception can circle 360 degrees. This poison actually inflicts a negative effect on the opponent, reducing their physical functions by 5% per minute. An evenly matched opponent would be extremely dangerous in this state." In an instant, the new attack was already destroyed. Duan Fei couldn't hold back any longer. Level 1 was indeed a bit challenging at the early stage. Then, Duan Fei unleashed the relic sky-shattering hound, which struck the spider, but she felt no pain. She then transformed into an assassin in the darkness. Preparing for a sneak attack to instantly kill, Duan Fei was pierced again by Zhu Mao. But the next instant, Duan Fei's true form appeared. Since the flames struck the back of the spider's head, Duan Fei, who had just been pierced, dissipated into a black shadow. The spider propped itself up. "Now it's my turn to enter the palace, isn't it?" At this moment, Reindeer received a call from another native species. "Reindeer, aren't you coming back? Boss is very angry. We'll deliberately feign weakness. Let the humans deliberately win. Let them bask in the joy of victory. As long as they lower their guard and let their guard down, then they will all become sacrifices for the unsealed king." Reindeer replied, "I have a good show to watch. Tell boss not to be angry. I'll bring him a big reward." Meanwhile, the enraged spider charged towards the heavily poisoned Duan Fei, thinking to itself, "Continuing like this will only put us on the defensive. I must find a breakthrough to reverse the situation." Reindeer relished this guy. No wonder he could kill Sister Thorn even while fighting a spider. I had been scouting the surroundings, eagerly anticipating how this guy would break the deadlock. However, just as a pig bristle blocked Duan Fei's blade, his eyes sharpened. Using his dual daggers, he slicing the nearest bristle, then leaped up and shredded all the remaining bristles with lightning speed. Duan Fei did this for another purpose. Meanwhile, the second round of the battle between humans and zombies was being broadcast globally. As you can see, we humans annihilated the zombies with overwhelming force. In just half an hour, 100,000 zombies were wiped out by human fury. The refugees watching on screens seemed to see the future of humanity. Next, soldiers, rest in place. We will continue to broadcast to a global audience. Commander Zhong immediately clapped and cheered, but Luo Yang objected, saying that broadcasting like this was too dangerous. It would reveal the entire military deployment. Commander Yen Huang retorted, "Why be afraid of these mindless creatures? The broadcast was my arrangement. I even think we can advance now." At this point, the other commanders agreed that this idea was excellent and had a great effect on boosting public morale. Commander Huang pointed to the 3 directions the fleeing enemies had taken, saying, "We'll split up and act accordingly. Victory will come soon." Spider, on the other hand, vomited blood, a pop-up notification indicating he was poisoned and his bodily functions had decreased by 50%. He was surprised to find himself poisoned. At this moment, Duan Fei tossed aside the pig bristles in his hand, describing the taste of his own poison. Duan Fei, similarly weakened, hesitated. Just then, Duan Fei appeared, seemingly unprepared. "Not going to interpret this? You have no chance of winning this way." Spider's 6 eyes glowed faintly, removing the poison buffs from all characters on the field. As the weakening effects dissipated, a low, guttural sound emanated from Duan Fei's body. In reality, Reindeer wasn't surprised. His keen perception had told him this would be the outcome from the start. Then, Spider activated its strongest form, transforming into a monster with human hands and a pig's body. Like an ant trying to shake a tree, Duan Fei instantly moved behind Spider. Then, along with the sun-like hound, exploded at the location Spider had fled, instantly sealing off that area. The reindeer then headed towards the door. No need to watch anymore. The Spider had lost. Finally, Duan Fei kicked a nearby stone pillar, snapping it in two, the sharp end piercing the Spider's body. "You think you can kill me like that?" he thought. Then, Duan Fei braced his left hand against the pillar, using the flames in his right hand as a propulsion device. A loud thud followed, and the Spider was on the verge of death. But then a dark figure finished the job for the Spider. "Oh, I stole your head," Duan Fei said, "because I can't wait to fight you." At that moment, the devouring power erupted from Duan Fei. What's the big deal? The energy of the Shimi native species is definitely more appealing.